I was just diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and I felt compelled to put this on video. I think for two reasons. One, because on the off chance that someone will see this and maybe feel less alone and less ashamed. And second of all, I think in our culture we don't talk openly enough about mental health conditions. I think there is still shame and stigma around topics surrounding mental health. So the best way I know how to start breaking the stigma and be part of the solution to that is by talking really openly, without shame, and very honestly. So here I am, having just received a diagnosis of bipolar disorder at 50 years of age, which is kind of late in life. Even though I have a lot of friends and acquaintances who have bipolar disorder, and I know a lot of people with a lot of mental health conditions, I've never passed judgment on them. I've never felt anything but love and acceptance. And actually, a lot of the people I know who are in addiction recovery or struggle with mental health issues are some of the most sensitive, compassionate souls that I know. Yet when I sat in that office and she said, "Your official diagnosis is bipolar disorder," honestly, I felt like this wave of shame come over me. I felt in that moment, even though I don't pass judgment on other people, that somehow for me there was this double standard of, no way, this is too embarrassing. This means I've failed. This means my whole life I've been running on mania or depression, and a lot of judgment came over me. And fortunately, my healthcare team, especially my psychiatric nurse and the woman who was with her, is an intern. And she just said, "This is not a character flaw. This is just how your brain functions." And when she said that, it occurred to me that yes, I'm looking at this as though it's a character flaw, as though that means something is wrong with me. And I let it sit. And now that, a little over an hour and a half has gone by, I'm realizing that this is not a character flaw, that bipolar disorder, any disorder, any mental health diagnosis, any addiction is not a flaw. It's not a bad thing. It doesn't make us failures. This is just how the brain is. This is how it's functioning based on our upbringing, our traumas, and the way the chemical makeup of our brain. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, I have this label. This doesn't define me. It doesn't define who I am. It doesn't mean that I've failed. In fact, it actually gives me a lot of clarity, that I just have to sit down and really reflect on my life and the ways that maybe manic episodes or depressive episodes have impacted my behaviors and choices, and that it's okay. It doesn't define all of me. It's just a part of me. And now that I have an official diagnosis, I can use that as not a label for myself, but as a way to start to study and understand my mind and my behaviors in a new way. If you have a mental health condition, an addiction, maybe you have neurodivergence, whatever it is for you, one, you're not alone, and two, nothing's wrong with you. You're not flawed. There's no reason to feel shame. It's just information to help you understand yourself better. So use your label in that light as information, and maybe even in some way, eventually, I can learn to love this about myself and embrace it, and maybe you can too. So if I post more, I'll see you then. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful or insightful, or if you want to see more. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it.